friends, it's Carly and I'm back again with another review. So unfortunately, my Age of Apocalypse package did not arrive yesterday or today, so I'm not going to be doing the next figure I had in mind, but on the positive side, the next character we're going to be looking at does not appear in the 4 comic book series that I have, so we'll be able to take a look at her independent of the story without interrupting the flow with the next figure. So with all of that said, today we're going to be taking a look at our Kitty Pryde Shadowcat. And I have a lot to say about this figure, so we're really just going to sort of dive in with her. I like this box artwork, and I want to draw attention particularly to her facial expression. So a lot of other Kitty Prydes have been sort of a little bit more demure with sort of like long dark hair and a little bit more average looking. This Kitty Pryde looks really sort of like rough and ready to go, like kind of an awesome action character. And we'll just see what you guys think of the figure as I'm taking a look at it. For me, I don't 100% feel that she lives up to that incredible image of her on the packaging. But there are things that I really, really love about this character, or about this action figure. So we're going to talk about her top to bottom, and we'll talk a little bit about who she is too. So for those of you who don't know, Kitty Pryde was a mutant who hid her abilities from her family, and when Apocalypse arrived and they started getting the mutants off to safety, she tried to stay behind with her family. In that process, her family was killed. Sabretooth was trying to kidnap her back when he was still with Apocalypse. Colossus rescued her and takes her to the X-Men, where she's trained by Weapon X. She learns to harness her abilities. She gets martial arts training. She really sort of dives right into the whole scene there. Her abilities are really interesting. They're really fun. So she can phase in and out of matter. She can move atoms, and that allows her to pass through buildings, pass through solid matter. She can interrupt electricity. She's able to use that phasing ability, the phasing of air molecules, to walk on air as if she were flying. She also has the ability to work with computers. She's like a supercomputer expert. She speaks multiple languages. And yeah, so she's got a lot of really cool, exciting, and fun abilities. Right off the bat, while I absolutely love this costume, and again, I feel like the color is so vibrant, the face on this figure is just not working for me. It doesn't compare to the artwork on the box. And quite frankly, the emotion that it's expressing, I can't really get a handle on what they were going with here. So for me, I don't know if any of you have ever seen, there's a sketch on the Jimmy Fallon show where he plays like a teen girl and he has slumber parties with other celebrities who are pretending to be teenagers, and they keep going like, ugh, like, ew. And it's a stupid sketch, it really is, but that is what Kitty looks like to me. It literally looks like this disgusted expression, and it does not work for me at all. I'm really bummed about that because there's so many things on here that I think are fantastic. We'll touch on the few other things that kind of are off for me. I really don't like this hair. I feel like it is a like middle-aged politician hair. It does not read Kitty Pryde to me. It does not read action. I just don't like the way that it looks. It doesn't even really look like this image, but other images that I was able to find online, her hair is a bit longer. I feel like that just suits her better. So the head on this one for me, I'm really sad to have to say, I just don't care for all that much. I also don't like that her neck piece is just basically painted on and sculpted into her chest. Now, this might seem counterintuitive because in the past I've been talking about how I wish that the collars would sit down a little bit, or on the full collars that they would actually be a part of the body mold. I don't really know what the feeling I'm getting about this is, but for me on this one, I feel like it was almost an afterthought, her little choker there, and I wish that it was a separate piece, maybe a more elaborate piece. Again, you know, it's just one of those things that gives me a weird feeling. I just don't like it, and I can't necessarily say why, but it feels hastily done. I feel like it just could have been done better. There's a little bit of painting issue on the side. That's bound to happen. While I do like the metallic paint, again, I just really kind of wish that that was a separate piece. And I don't have a great reason for that other than I just don't like the way that it looks as is. So all of that said, that is unfortunate. From the neck up, it's kind of a bummer for me. But the great news is that I think with a head swap, it can be one of my favorite female action figures. This body is awesome. Like, so her costume looks so good. She looks so decked out with all of her, like, sort of armored gear that it kind of makes me forget about the things that are bothering me with the head. And there's something about the feeling of this one. It's got like that sort of mattified, like, overall feeling. The quality just feels a lot higher to me on this particular figure, and you can see what I'm talking about, especially with her skin. I love the skin tone, and her costume doesn't feel painted on, although I do have a few little, like, errors in the paintwork. It feels like a piece of armor overall. So I feel like the costume is a real hit for me. I love the silver belt. I love her silver wrist guards. And I really just like the way that the costume looks. We're going to start showing her from now on from the shoulders down, because I think that there's a lot of really impressive work going on here, and it really is sort of dynamic and beautiful looking. Her articulation is fantastic. And I would say after Rogue, loving the Rogue action figure so much, this one is better in a lot of ways as far as articulation goes, which is puzzling to me. It always is, but it's just a fact. So she's got her turn in the thigh here. You can see how much smoother the articulation is. She has even a little bit more of a lateral lift than Rogue did, which is, again, puzzling and a little bit strange. Now, Kitty Pryde, they're sort of making use of the same body type that they did with Rogue, and that bothers me. I talked about this with the Jean Grey figure, where in Age of Apocalypse she was very voluptuous, and they sort of made it, gave her this like preteen, very adolescent body. They scaled down her chest, and now there's like all kinds of debate back and forth. I talked about it then about, you know, I don't think that seeing a breast is like the most shocking thing a 4-year-old will see on a female character. It's not like they're exposed, or that they would be any more exposed if they were of an appropriate size. But that Jean Grey character was very voluptuous, and I found it very strange to give her this weird preteen body. Now Rogue has always been very athletic and had a slim build, so I didn't have any type of problem with that body because it was appropriate to the character. She is just leaner, smaller, generally. She always was. Kitty Pryde is not. Kitty Pryde was a curvaceous woman, and you know, maybe not so much as Jean Grey, but more than this. And again, I feel it very strange and conspicuous to scale down just the proportions of her female anatomy seemingly arbitrarily. There's nothing offensive, in my opinion, or inappropriate about putting breasts on a child's toy that is a woman character who has breasts. So that bothers me. I don't like it, and I wish that they would have given her a more adult body than they did. The Rogue one made the Rogue character body style made sense to me. The Kitty Pryde one does not. But again, I feel like a lot of these little issues that I've had here and there are really made up by how stunning her actual costume looks in person. And I'm hoping that, like, in the lighting and up close, by really like showing off, I can show you guys how impressive it is, because it really is beautiful. And I will probably do a head swap. There's a few things I might like to change on it, but overall, it really is just a satisfying kind of figure to play with. So she works really well. Her articulation is outstanding. The costume is beautiful. I'm bummed about the head, and I wish that her proportions were appropriate. But other than that, it's a really nice figure, you guys. I do wish that she would have come with accessories. I'm always gonna say that because that's how I'll always feel. But her portion, oh, she did come with a couple of accessories. I actually forgot. So she came with her claws and an extra pair of hands. I don't know why I forgot about that. So that's great that she has her extra, you know, her claws and her wrists or her fists. I appreciate that. It's a little bit, I was thinking ahead of my mind that she didn't come with it because of the torso of Colossus, which is pretty massive. And a lot of times that happens, but she did. So that's really great. But again, the head is a bummer for me. We can take one last look at it. It's just this weird, grossed out facial expression that she's making, this weird elderly grandma hair, and this weird choker that is just fused to her body. I don't care for. But I think that this figure has a ton of potential to be turned into a great kitty pride. In my mind, I am thinking of some of the Stepford Cuckoo heads that I might use for her that are a lot more intense looking. I'm thinking some like accessories that are similar to the ones that we got with Magneto, but the clear ones, I think they came with the cuckoos, would be cool to sort of show her face shifting. So I am not at all feeling like this is a complete loss. I think I'll have a lot of fun transforming her. And if you guys would like to see what that looks like, let me know in the comments below. And I'll post some pictures of some head swaps and maybe some different things that I do to make her a little bit more like the kitty pride that I know and love. And I would love to hear your other thoughts about this one. For me, it's been really exciting the last two figures to be seeing figures that were so much better than the first series, but this one started to scale back a little bit. I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think of it. Overall, I'm happy with it, and I think I'm going to make it into one of my my favorite figures. I'll be able to work with it and make it into something cool. And I'd like to know what you guys are doing with your kitty prides. If you love this, if you think I'm way off base, if you're going to do anything to modify her, let me know in the comments below. And we are continuing on tomorrow with another AOA action figure review. I'm hoping that my package will be here and we'll get back to the comic, but if not, we will be taking a look at Cyclops, and I am really excited to get forward with it. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of our kitty pride in the comments below, and I will be back tomorrow with another one. Bye, friends.